Hello, my beautiful people. I welcome you back to my channel once again. Today is Monday, and as usual, I am here to present to you the report on the performance of our lone players. Our lone players are doing very good out there, and I believe we all want to know and see how they are performing. Now, the joy of winning yesterday against Newcastle doesn't end there. I can tell you for a fact that our lone players are propagating the name of Chelsea out there big time, seriously. Now, Estevao Willian hit 19. Alfie Gilchrist, he's shining week in, week out. Then we have Kendrick Pius, he's back. I have been reporting to you that Kendrick Pius was a sort of frozen out last week. But I think that this time around, Kendrick Pius is back. Then Aaron Arsemino, he's shining out there. Our own Andre Santos is making it big time out there. So I can tell you all for a fact that Chelsea has three teams, three 11s actually. We have a team A, a team B, and a team C. Our team C is the one that is making it big time on loan out there. And I believe that a time will come, Chelsea will not need to sign new players. We'll just be bringing in these players, seriously. Now, but there's something that has been bothering me. I honestly think some of the yellow cards that Chelsea players are receiving are unwarranted. One of the latest news coming from the camp of Chelsea indicate that Chelsea will be receiving a fine of £75,000. Chelsea has already received a fine of 25,000. Then we received a fine of 50,000, and now we are going to receive a fine of 75,000. I don't know if we are being targeted by the Premier League and its officials, but that is the news that is coming from the camp of Chelsea. Now, the Premier League rules state that if you receive 6 yellow cards and in excess of 6 yellow cards, then you are fined 25,000. Now, if you commit that offense subsequently, the fine is actually increased. So, against Bournemouth, I think Chelsea received 8 or 9 yellow cards. We were fined £25,000. Then against Nottingham Forest, we received 6 yellow cards. We were fined £50,000. Then yesterday against Newcastle United, Robert Sanchez, Romeo Lavia, Pedro Neto, Fofana, Madueke, and Christopher Nkuku were booked yesterday. And that makes 6 yellow cards. And so because of that, the Premier League is going to fine Chelsea £75,000. It means that in total for the season, we have only played 9 games, and we are paying £150,000 to the Premier League. I don't know if we have been targeted, but I think some of the yellow cards that are being dished out to our players are unwarranted. Yes. Some of the things that happen in the game and the players are giving yellow cards. In the same Premier League, some of the teams do the same thing and they are not giving yellow cards. So maybe the Premier League has realized that Chelsea has money, they are spending money big time, and so they can milk some money from them. And so maybe we are being targeted. So that is the news coming from the camp of Chelsea. I don't want to waste time on this one. I want us to go straight forward to what we have for today, and that is about our loan players. So let me start. We usually start on Leslie Ugochukwu, who is at Southampton. They played their game on Saturday and lost to Man City 1-0. Now, again, Leslie Ugochukwu has not been used. He was on the SARS bench, and he was not used in the game. So that is Leslie Ugochukwu. Then straightforward, we go to Alfie Gilchrist, who is at Sheffield United. Now, Alpha Gay Christ, they played 2 games in the week. One in midweek, it was played on Wednesday, and then the other one on Saturday. They lost the one on Wednesday, and they won the one on Saturday. On Wednesday, they played against Middlesbrough, and they lost that game by 1-0. Gilchrist played 87 minutes of that game. He had 63 touches in the game. He attempted 45 passes in the game and succeeded in 37. His game rating was 7.0, but I can tell you that Gilchrist made 1 key pass in that game and also made 4 clearances. He also had 1 shot on target in that game. Then on Saturday, they won their game against Stoke City. They won by 2-0. Now, Gilchrist played 76 minutes of that game. He had 60 touches in that game. Again, he made 2 clearances in that game and made 2 key passes also in the game. He had a pass accuracy of 81% in that game. Then straightforward, we go to Dylan Williams. Dylan Williams, I can say their team has been losing, and they have a losing streak. Now they have 8 losses in a row. They also played 2 games in the week, last week. The first one was on Tuesday. They lost that one to Wycombe by 2-3. Then the second one was on Saturday. They lost that one also to Cambridge by 1-0. Now, in the Tuesday one, only played 1 minute of the 90 minutes. So maybe 1 minute plus the additional time. He made 8 touches in that game and made 1 interception. His pass accuracy was 100% because he made only 4 passes and succeeded in all. So that was on Tuesday. Then on Saturday, Dylan Williams was not involved in the game at all. He was not on the bench also. So he was not involved. So that is Dylan Williams against Cambridge. The next person on the list is Andre Santos. I just talked about Andre Santos, and I mentioned that he's making it big time out there. Santos, they played their game on Sunday. That is yesterday, and they won that game by 3-1. It was Strasbourg 3-91. He played 84 minutes of that game, made 52 touches. He scored 2 goals. 2 goals in that game. His pass accuracy was 93%. He attempted 3 ground duels and succeeded in 2. He also attempted 4 aerial duels and succeeded in 2. Now, he also had 2 shots on target, and those 2 shots were the goals. So 100%. 2 shots, 2 goals. So that is Andre Santos. Then we go straight forward to Aaron Asemino. Aaron Asemino is at Boca Juniors, as I usually tell you. Now, they also played 2 games last week. The first one was on Thursday, and the second one was yesterday. They won the one on Thursday against Gymnasia. It was a cup competition. At the end of 90 minutes, it was a 1-1 draw. They went to penalties, and they won that game by 2-1. Now, I can tell you, Anselmino played 90 minutes of that game and scored 1 goal. He scored 1 goal in that game. He had 62 touches in the game and had 87% pass accuracy. Now, Anselmino also attempted 14 ground duels and succeeded in 8 of them. He attempted 3 aerial duels and also succeeded in all 3. He had 1 shot on target, and that was the goal. So that is Aaron Asemino. Then on Sunday, which was yesterday, they played against Deportivo Resta. Asemino was on the bench. He wasn't used, and so he was an unused sub yesterday. So that is Asemino. Then the next person on the list is Bashir Humphrey. Bashir Humphrey, he is at Burnley. Bashir Humphrey is a left back and he's doing well. Now, they played 2 games. Also, the first one was on Wednesday and the second one was on Saturday. They drew both games. The first one was against Hull City. They drew 1-1. Then the Saturday one, it was against QPR, and they drew that one by 0-0. Burnley 0, QPR 0. On Wednesday, he played 11 minutes of the game, had 10 touches, and his pass accuracy was 67%. He attempted one ground duel but didn't succeed, so that is 0. Then on Saturday against QPR, he played 73 minutes of that game. He had 84 touches in that game. He made 3 tackles in that game, attempted 6 ground duels and succeeded in 4. He also attempted 4 area duels and he succeeded in 2. He also had 2 shots off target in that game, 2 shots off target. He was rated 7.5 in that game, so you can see that he did very well. In fact, any player that has over 7.0 rating means that he has performed well. So he had 7.5 rating in that game. Then the next person on the list is Leo Casledin. He is at Shrewsbury. They lost both of their games. They played 2 games last week. The first one was on Tuesday and the second one was on Saturday. They lost against Bristol Rovers 1-0. Then on Saturday, they lost against Barnsley. Now, on Tuesday, he played 74 minutes and he missed 1 big chance, actually. On Tuesday, he missed 1 big chance. His rating was 6.5 and his pass accuracy was 73%. Then on Saturday, they lost again against Barnsley by 0-2. He played 29 minutes of that game, had 11 touches, and again, his rating was 6.5 in that game. He attempted 3 ground duels and succeeded in 1 of them. Then the next person on the list is Georgi Petrovic, who is at Strasbourg. In fact, Chelsea has 3 players at Strasbourg. Petrovic is a goalkeeper, and I believe that Petrovic should have been around. And if he were to be around, he will seriously rival Robert Sanchez because of some petty mistakes I see Sanchez commit. So Petrovic always plays 90 minutes at Strasbourg. He's always in the post. So they played their game yesterday. They won that game by 3-1 against 90s. Petrovic played 90 minutes, as I said, and made 68 touches in the game. He made 1 clearance and made 5 saves. In fact, he attempted 23 long balls and succeeded in 8 of them. His rating for the game was 7.8. So you can see again there that he's doing very well. All right. The next person on the list is Trevor Chalobah, who is at Crystal Palace. All right, that is a Premier League, so you all have been watching him. He's been doing well. They won their game yesterday, which was Sunday, against Tottenham. They won by 1-0, and Chalobah played the full 90 minutes of that game. Again, I believe that Chalobah should have been around Chelsea and competing with the likes of Fofana and Disasi. He made 39 touches in that game and had a rating of 7.6. Now, he made 7 clearances in that game, attempted 4 area duels and succeeded in all of them. And then he attempted 6 ground duels and succeeded in 5. Now, the most astonishing thing is that Trevor Chalobah, who is a defender, was caught 1 time offside in that game. So you could see how he wanted to score a goal in that game. All right. The next person on the list is Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling is at Arsenal. They also played 2 games last week. The first one was in the Champions League, and the second one was yesterday against Liverpool. Now on Tuesday, Raheem Sterling played 22 minutes of that game. They won that game by 1-0 against Shakhtar Donetsk. Now, he made 16 touches in that game. His pass accuracy was 64% and his rating was 6.7. So you can see that is below 7. So that is not good enough. He made 1 interception in that game and made 1 tackle. He attempted 3 ground duels and succeeded in 1. Then against Liverpool yesterday, Raheem Sterling was on the bench and he was not used at all. Then the next person on the list is Armando Broja. He's at Everton. And as I report to you every time, Armando Broja is still nursing an injury. So again, on Saturday, they played against Fulham. They drew that game by 1-1. Broja didn't take part in that game. He's still nursing that injury. All right. Then the next person on the list is Kepa Arrizabalaga. He is at Bournemouth, and they played against Aston Villa. They drew their game by 1-1, but Kepa was not involved. And my checks indicate to me that Kepa has a muscle injury. He has a muscle injury, and the return date is not yet known. So that is Kepa Arrizabalaga. The next person on the list is Ronnie Starter. He is at Bolton, and I've been reporting to you that Ronnie Starter have not been involved in their games, and they played on Saturday again, and Ronnie Starter was not involved in the game. In fact, since I started reporting on our loan players, Ronnie Starter has only seen 18 minutes, and that was against Bristol Rovers. They lost that game against Bristol Rovers, and he saw 18 minutes there. So again, on Saturday, he was not involved in their game at all. Then the next person on the list is Mike Pendes. Mike Pendes, he is at Genk. Now, in fact, they are doing well. The Genk team is doing very well. They won their game against Gent. Over there, we have Genk, and then we have Gent. All right, so they won their game by 2-0. And as I mentioned, he is a goalkeeper. He's the number 2 goalkeeper, and most of the time, you find him warming the bench. So he was an unused sub again yesterday. So that is Mike Pendes. Then we go to the next person, our darling boy, Estevao William. Estevao William hit 19 goals contributions on Saturday. They played their game on Saturday against Fortaleza, and they drew that game by 2 goals, 2-2. All right, he played the full 90 minutes. All right, so this time around, when he was back from injury, he's been eased into the team. First, he played 24 minutes, then he played 87 minutes, then on Saturday, he played the full 90 minutes. In fact, in the game, Estevao attempted 6 long balls, and he succeeded in all 6 of them. He had 64 touches in that game and had a pass accuracy of 81%. He attempted 36 passes and succeeded in 29. His game rating was 7.2. He scored 1 goal in that game, and his SG was 1.43. But he scored 1 goal in that game, and that gives him 19 goal contributions throughout the season. They have played, I think, 31 games so far this season, and he has 19 goal contributions. So that is our boy Estevao William. He had 3 shots on target in that game. Ground duels, he attempted 13 and succeeded in 5. Aerial duels, he attempted 2 and didn't succeed. In fact, I believe that is one part of his game that he needs to improve. He has not been doing well when it comes to the aerial duels. So that is Estevao William. Then the next person on the list is Kendry Payas. I reported last week that Kendry Payas was gradually being fizzled out of the team, but on Friday, he was involved. In fact, they played 2 games during the week. One was on Tuesday. They won that game against Universidad by 1-0. He played 39 minutes of that game. Then on Friday, again, they won their game against Cuenca. They won by 2-0, and he played 87 minutes of that game. He made 44 touches in the game and made 2 key passes. 2 key passes in the game. In fact, he had 3 shots off target also in that game. Ground duels, he attempted 3 and succeeded in all 3 of them. His game rating for that particular game was 7.6. 7.6. All right, so that is Kendry Payas. He's back, and we are happy for that. Then the next person on the list is Caleb Willie. Caleb Willie is at Strasbourg, and as I said, they won their game against 90s by 3-1. But Caleb Willie is still nursing an injury, so again, he wasn't involved in their game. The next person on the list, and the last person I've been reporting on, is David Datro Fofana. Now, David Datro Fofana played their game. He played 65 minutes of that game. He made 1 key pass in the game, attempted 15 passes and succeeded in 11. So his pass accuracy was 73%. His game rating was 6.5, and he made 1 clearance in that game. In fact, he attempted 7 ground duels and succeeded in 2, 4 aerial duels and succeeded in 3. So that is David Datro Fofana. So that is about the report on the performance of our lone players out there. I thank you very much for staying with me. Please, those of you who have not subscribed to the channel, once again, I urge you to subscribe to the channel, because everything about Chelsea is well packaged over here and brought to you straightforward at your doorstep. So please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button and the notification bell. Please, the like button will go a very long way in pushing this channel forward. So please hit that like button for me. Also share the link for more of our Chelsea family members to get access to this news. Thank you very much. Till I see you, I think tomorrow for the preview of our game against Newcastle. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay blessed. Thank you. Bye for now.